Six Flags. Woohoo! I'm definitely a vegan, I'll tell you that.
Yes, vegan.
I didn't know what to do when the pandemic first hit. Like, I felt really helpless. Like, as a codependent, we always have to, like, help people. So I started fostering cats and, like, rescuing cats from, like, the side of the road. And then I decided to go vegan because I didn't want to eat their friends. Anyways, we have a great comic coming up next. You might know him from Last Comic Standing from Comedy Central and a really funny progressive commercial, Martin Mandela Moro.
This whole thing feels like a trap. I don't know about you, but performing in your neighbor's garage, and this is a tiny, someone is going to hang themselves in the back of my set. I've been thinking that this whole time. I'm like, someone's going to all right, it's over. This felt like people are going to think this is an Antifa meeting or something, right? Because this makes no one's complained yet at all. This feels weird. This is definitely a neighborhood that has like no children or old people, so good for you, because this could not happen in Burbank. This is dope, man. It's been a really shitty year for a lot of people, but especially me, because I have a white roommate in his 50s. Anybody else been dealing with that? No? Okay. Yeah, he's 47, but it's 50. You get it. Right? And it's just, I want to like kick him out and be like, hey man, it's time to go, go figure it out. It's too late. Give up that dream, homie. But that feels rude, right? So I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess it's okay if the cat keeps eating off the cutting board, Right? That's why people should see the fact that y'all didn't react. That's how I know we're here. So I was like, I said, why is the cutting board on the floor? He's like, she likes to eat the crumbs. I'm like, she shouldn't. She shouldn't like to do that. The fuck? He came in crying about Eddie Van Halen, like hard crying, right? Like hard crying. I was like, yo, you okay? He's like, dude, Eddie Van Halen died. I was like, oh man, that sucks. But he was like still going. I was like, was he your dad or something? What's going on right now? It's very bizarre. He was like, I'm so upset that, I can't really do anything about what's going on in the world right now. I was like, well, if you do want to help one black person, you could fucking take the trash out. That would be really cool, We did do one thing collectively this year. Like, me and him did one thing that I will say was brilliant, and we got rid of our toxic friend. And I feel like everyone has a toxic friend that you're like, I'm keeping him around so that way he doesn't murder his girlfriend or whatever. Right? Like, you're the person you're basically just trapped in a car with them for no fucking reason. They're driving around to Targets and you're like, oh, I hate that bitch. You're like, you can always leave. You know that, right? She should. His name is Kevin, too. Since when she just said that dude's name earlier, I was like, oh, you said his full last name. Okay, that felt real. You guys know what I'm talking about, but I can't remember the guy's name. But yeah, we got rid of Toxic Kevin. And here's the thing. Here's what I learned about that situation, is there is a such thing as too many white friends. Right? And he fell into that category. That was him. And it's because the reason he can just be crazy in front of people is because he has like a nice face. And we've been tricked into thinking like white dudes with good faces and beards are like, oh, he must be cool. No, he's not. He's an asshole. He's the worst. And I never want to fall in white love. I think that's what it boils down to. Because like white people love to an extent that is violent. Like you guys don't know, right? You see, look at this shirt. It's chilly out, and he's got his nipples out and shit. I know you said don't mess with them, but they're cool. But like, if I was a bystander walking by and I just saw you two, I'd be like, I don't know what the weather is today, right? What is the temperature that's happening? Yeah, I never want to be in white love, man. I went to his apartment one day, and he had a big hole in the wall, and I was like, oh, did you like ruin hanging up a picture or something? He was like, no, I got mad at Julie and I put my head through the wall. And I was like, That's like the worst reaction you could do. Like, I've never thought in my mind, like, oh, I'm so mad at this bitch. Property damage. Like, that never happens in black households. I don't want my security deposit back. So weird. And it was like, well, what do black people do when you guys get mad? It's like, we cheat, you know? And that's how you get that energy out, and then you fall back in love. Okay, lost you. All right. But that's a real thing too. I found out also that my grandfather had he had like a second family, and yeah. And here's what made it weirder. I found out when I was like 6, so don't feel weird about it now. But 6 was also too early. I shouldn't have known then. But I found out from my grandmother, right? So that's what made it even more mind blowing. Right? She was like, "Yeah, that's your cousin," and I was like, "Okay, so that's my cousin." But she's not from you. She was like, yeah, your grandfather went to Chicago once and things happened. I was like, okay, I think I get it. And it took me a while to figure it out of, oh my God, he was fucking on the side. He had a whole side family. And it felt like, you know when, as a youth, you find out that your cousin has other cousins, right? You're like, well, you're my favorite cousin. Who are these people at your birthday party? I don't like this. I don't like this energy. I do like that people are becoming more progressive though during this, and have we all voted yet or plan to vote or? Yeah. Good. We're all Trump supporters too right now. Here's the thing. If you're a Trump supporter, you're a fucking dork. That's what I've learned. It has nothing to do with like I'm a conservative. I like the Bible, whatever. None of us are wearing a Biden 2020 forever t-shirt. Like, no one is doing that. They're fucking dorks. It's the dorkiest thing that I gotta wear my hat and people are gonna lock it. That's like what Star Wars nerds do. That's what these fucking dorks are doing. Oh, they don't lock me because I got a hat and a flag and America, blah, blah, blah. It's like, dude. Like, why would you want... This dude he's a real estate agent, right? And then he was like, no, but that's not enough. I gotta make steaks or whatever the fuck. That's how you know this just pure narcissism. Because every other real estate agent we've ever seen is fine with just like their face on a billboard or a bench, and that they're cool with that. They're like, yeah, apartments or whatever, right? And they're like, all right, I'm gonna get those apartments. But the dude's like, no, I want wine. It's like, why would you want to buy Trump wine if he doesn't drink? That's like buying any type of hot sauce with a white dude's face on it. You're like, that's not going to be good. I already know. If you don't... Makes no sense, but that's where we are. I was disappointed. I watched and this is like my first year like really getting political, because I saw titties on Instagram about it, so. But no, the one thing that kind of disappointed me about the debates was I for sure thought that they were going to get into a fist fight, like, because they both have that like, we've all seen when old white dudes get like really upset with each other, and instead of like actually, fucking squaring up, they just grab each other's collar a bunch. It's like, hey, you better cut it out. Hey, Buster. Hey, you watch it, mister. That's what and I was like, they're going to do that at some point. I know it. They never did. It was like, hey, you cut it out, buddy. And all that shit. Buddy, you realize Buddy is white people's nigga, right? That's why I never understood why, like, white people want to say it so bad. It's like, you got it. It's nigga. Just see Buddy, It fits every single, nigga is universal. That's why we like to use it. Like, that fuck nigga over there, like, hey, what up, my nigga? Like, it works, right? You do that with Buddy all the time. You've done it for generations. Like, your father's, it's passed down to you like a potato, or whatever the fuck white people give each other. Alright, that's Buddy. Hey, look here, buddy. Watch it, buddy. Buddy. My buddy, you do it all the time. It should be down for my buddies, so I fuck them other buddies. Like, it works. Just replace it. You don't have to want our shit. Any of you guys do the protests? Good. My family asked me not to. because I'm black and from Alabama, so they were like, that's dangerous. And I get it, right? Okay, so like I'm originally from Alabama, whole family's still in Alabama, and my grandpa, not the one who's had a side family, but my other grandpa, he literally has never been on a plane. Where like anytime I was like, yeah, I'm about to fly somewhere, he's like, oh, what if it goes down? I was like, you don't have to tell me that before I get on the plane. But I remember asking him one day, I was like, hey grandpa, like you grew up in Birmingham during the Civil Rights Movement. Like you saw the dogs and the fire hoses and the prequel to the police being terrible. What was that like? And he goes, I don't know. And I was like, how do you not know? And he goes, well, I saw what they were doing on the news, so I didn't go down there. I get that. I dig it, right? We like dogs. You don't want to have that ruined for you, you know? That's the thing too. Like, so I got a dog a year ago. I got a rescue dog, or did she rescue me? No, I did. It was expensive. I got a dog, and it was that was like a contentious part of my family. Like, why could you get a dog? Don't get a dog. Look at this dog right here. 2 of them, sick. But I love dogs, and that took a while to like learn because dogs have not really historically been on the right side of history, right? Right? Okay, if you look at literally any picture from the Civil Rights Movement, none of the dogs are like, yeah, where were the black people? Like, none of that. They're always like, German Shepherds are just reincarnated cops. We know that, right? We know every German Shepherd. But I didn't do any of the protests, but I did do a Black Lives Matter hike, which is as white as it sounds. I hated it. I did not like, I don't like hiking, and I didn't realize I didn't like hiking until I was hiking, which is how it always goes. And the worst part though is we had like the All Lives Matter people show up, like they're, all lives matter, we say all lives matter. It's like, there's no way you believe that, right? Like, have you met people? What are you talking about? All of them, maybe 9 tops. Like, that's being a realist. Okay. Like, I used to have a roommate who swore you put milk in before cereal. That motherfucker does not matter. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, I gotta get out of here. I'll leave you with a classic bit that none of you have heard because you don't know who the fuck I am. Last count. I was eliminated in the first round. It means nothing.
First eliminated.
Oh, huh? Oh, okay. You're approaching like a teacher who was really upset with me. So I was like, do I need to stop now? I'll do it. I had some flashbacks. Okay, but no, this is okay. So this has been fun, and like in comedy, you don't always have fun shows. So like, not too long ago, I performed in front of the biggest audience I ever had, 7,000 people. True story, 7,000 people. Thank you. And then 3 minutes later, I was booed by 7,000 people. I was opening up for a man by the name of Cat Williams. Probably heard of him. Yeah. And if you heard my set, not very Cat Williamsy. And every comic that went up before me was like, pussy dick, motherfucking pussy dick. Dick, motherfucking pussy dick. Ever see a motherfucker with a dick in a pussy? Like, motherfucker, that's a dick in a pussy. And I was like, I got a dog. And they were like, boo, we hate you. And this next part is 100% on me. I get upset by this, so I react poorly. And I go, don't get mad at me because you never met your fathers. Yeah, then they really hated me. They're like, boo, Black Lives Matter. Except for that motherfucker right there. So afterwards, like, hey man, Cat wants to talk to you. I'm like, oh great, he's gonna choke me on a World Star or some shit, right? And I go backstage, he was really cool. He goes, don't even worry about it. That's just niggas. I was like, thank you, Cat. Hey, I've been Martin Mandela Morrow. Follow me on Instagram. Y'all been all right? Thank you.
Martin, everybody! Woo! I think I triggered him. I know I look like your kindergarten teacher on her big night out to CPK. I get it. I know where I come from. All right, guys, we are rounding down the evening. Is that a thing? Can you round down an evening? We are winding down on our evening.